Get a dance, have a stance, make a move, have a plan. Master man, feel the groove, do a dance. On the land, this a tune as you choose. Gallivant.
What is good, YouTube? It's your boy KingDow here with another music video breakdown. Yo, we killing it with the special guest here. We got a legend.
Cut it out.
We got a legend, man. The master of like
Cut it out.
the music business.
Cut it out.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, real talk. This is my guy, man. This is my brother. You know, we go way back to 2019. And, you know, ever since I met him, it's just, you know, been like two peas in a pot and just like a really like awesome person to confide in when it comes to this crazy music journey that as artists go on to. So we got my boy Emanuel Brown.
Hey, what an intro. I feel like I was on like Sway in the Morning or something.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, my God. And then everybody goes, and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
That's
sir.
fun.
That's what we do, man. Nah, we got to give it to you, man. And if you just want to tell the people, tell the KingDow tribe, like a little bit about yourself, quick backstory.
For sure. Yeah, my name's Emanuel Brown. I'm from Newport News, Virginia. I relocated to the Seattle, Washington area about, we'll say like 10 years ago. Second home, away from home. You know, do hip hop, R&B, neo soul music. So that's it.
That's what we do, man, with a little sprinkle of gangster music, you know, because that's what we do. Nah, man. Nah, that's fire, dude. And he's dropped a lot of dope albums. He's dropped, like you said, the first one, The News. Yeah. And Vibes, R&B, Soul, and Red Winter. And then your latest album, which is out, Mosaic, that you dropped last year in 2021. What was that, like earlier in the spring you dropped that album?
Nah, I dropped that in June of 2021.
That's fire. No, that's fire. Yeah, guys, Mosaic, it's a really dope album. Check it out. I
appreciate it.
Yeah, it's at least for me, it's I feel like it's like and we've had these conversations before. It's like a mixture of everything you've done thus far, mixing in like the R&B, the neo soul, the hip hop. It was very well crafted, Mosaic, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I love it.
So yeah, guys, he dropped that album back in June. You know, your boy KingDow got a feature on it.
Yeah.
And I was not expecting that because like it was like 2020 when you reached out to me, I think.
You know what? You might be right.
Yeah.
Because for everybody who doesn't know, at least for me as an artist, whenever I create a project, I work on the ends. Like I never start in the middle. I always start at the beginning and the end, and then I fill it. So I already knew how I wanted it to end, and Keep Going was that track that I wanted to end it with.
Was that so you start at the top and then at the bottom, and you go in.
Yep.
Was Keep Going the first song that came to mind, or was it?
No, so the first song I did was, I don't know. That was the very first song I wrote. And then Keep Going, man, I don't even remember where that came at like the writing process.
Okay.
I want to say it might have been the third or fourth song I wrote. I think it might have been it was probably the third one.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so, what inspired you to write that song? Like,
well, when I heard the beat, it just well, number one, shout out to my homie Enon Jacobs. He's produced like 65% of my entire catalog. Yeah. And he's from Cleveland, Ohio. Shout out to him, a good dude. So where did I find that beat? Actually, I found that beat on his BeatStars.
Oh shit.
Like I was just going through his BeatStars, and he was getting ready to like stop putting music on BeatStars and exclusively like just sending it out to the people he works with. And I was just looking for beats, and I heard that beat, and I was like, man, this is fire. And like it had like a sample in it. You'll hear it. It's a sample from some guy, I forget his name. I actually tried to reach out to clear the sample, but that just didn't work out.
Yeah, we ain't big enough for that, guy. We need like 10 racks.
Number one, but quick sidebar, it's extremely hard to try to find people to clear samples if you don't have any connections to said person. Like you can find the name of the person, whatever, but it's just not easy whatsoever. But
not to cut you off, but if you could just tell the audience, what do you mean by clearing samples for those who don't know?
Yeah, good point. So a sample is hit the mic. A sample is a piece of a song from an original song, right? So let's say KingDow has a song called Phased, right? He has a song called Phased. Say if I, Emanuel, want to take a piece of that song that he created, I have to get permission to put it out legally. So King can tell me if he likes a song, if he likes the lyrics I wrote to it, right? So I have to get his permission to do it before I do it, right? Legally. People don't do that, but that's basically what I mean, like by sample. A sample is a reinterpretation of the original music. Okay. So did that make sense?
That makes total sense. I mean, yeah, like he said, guys, like if we take it back to the 90s, people were not doing that. Everyone was they're just taking, here's that Led Zeppelin or that rock song, throw that in there, mix it with some jazz, whatever.
Well, I mean, it's still to this day.
Yeah,
people ain't doing that.
It's still happening. It's happening on SoundCloud nowadays. But like if you're trying to be on the DSPs and like actually like move the music, you gotta like try to clear samples, and if you can't, just like remake it or take it out, which is basically what you ended up doing, right?
So I just took it out. It's called, so if you remake it, it's called an interpolation.
That's
which
new to me.
Actually is still something you have to get cleared for. So like it's still sort of illegal to do that.
Wait, hold up.
So like it's still sort of illegal to do that. Illegal to do that.
What?
But
that's crazy.
Moving on. I digress. But yeah, so basically what I ended up doing was, once I couldn't find a way to get in contact with that guy, I just took that piece of the sample out. But I honestly didn't feel like it needed to be there because of the way I wanted to restructure the beat. And for everyone that doesn't know, for everything I do and every song I create, the beat may come to me one way, but by the time it gets to your ears, I rearranged it. It's never the same way that it started. So yeah,
that's fire, man. No, yeah, that like you said, that beat's crazy. Shout out to Enon. And yeah, that was dope. It was really well crafted. And yeah, when you you reached out to me, because like you had other features in mind, but they ended up panning out.
Yeah, I only had one other person in mind, and if I'm just being transparent, like I reached out to them. I started paying them for their feature. And one, they had other things going on. Cool. Like we all as artists, life moves.
Right.
And it was taking a little too long for me. And then on top of that, I like learned some information that I wasn't really like proud of. So I was like, you know what? Right. I'm good on this.
Right.
And then, and I'm glad you never took it as like you were the second best option, because I don't feel like that's what it was. But I also felt like, especially what I was talking about in the record, Keep Going, which I'm sure we'll get into, I felt like you were the perfect person to share your journey about what you've been through, because you have a very, what's the word I'm looking for? A very different journey than the average artist.
Right. No, I appreciate that, man. And just to give you guys some like quick backstory, like he's been making music for like what 10 plus years, I want to say, like solo wise.
Yeah, solo 10 plus for sure.
Yeah, and for me, guys, as you guys know, I started in 2018. I mean, I've been making music generally like since I was a kid, but like as KingDow, it's only been like, this is year 5 and this is 2022. So
Crazy.
Yeah. So to his point, yes, I definitely had a unique journey, which is different from most. So I had to like I feel like my length was like shortened, but there's a lot that's happened to me. So by the time I met E, I was like coming into my own. And like when he approached me to do the feature, because it was only like 2 years of us knowing each other, so it wasn't that long.
Nah, it was probably like a year and a half.
Oh, okay. So even
because remember you said 2020, so I met you in 2019.
Yeah.
So
right.
The album came out in 2021, so we recorded that probably in 2020.
That's crazy. Yeah, guys. Yeah. So it's like, in this industry, you're always trying to like find like, whether it's you or just another producer, another artist, like the best fit for the music to tell the story. And sometimes, like the music knows more than you, and sometimes you will want to reach into people that like you may not be as close to yet, but like there's still like some art there that could happen. So like I want to say thank you for trusting my artistry to be a part of that for you.
Absolutely. And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
Let's get
like, because when I first met King, like the way you make your music for me was so new, because I'm strictly I'm not strictly bound to a certain genre, but I abide by the laws of certain genres.
Yeah.
And the way that they're put together, and you don't. Like you always, as you say, you're a genre bending artist, and you truly do bend the way that you put your music together. So when I started hearing your music, I'm like, okay, like this is dope, but this is hella weird too, because like I don't know how to feel about this. But then like as you start like understanding, it's not about it fitting into the box. It's about it being in its own free flowing thing. Then you start to accept it for what it was, which is what I started to learn how to do with you. And I looked at it as like, okay, I wonder how King would approach this record. And I was like, I want to see how he would approach this, which is why I came to you. Was like, yo, how would you feel about this? I played it for you. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me stop.
No, let's get now. We're getting to that point. So like, we talked about the beat. We talked about, you trying to find, features and then eventually landing on me. And so like when you were crafting the song itself, right? Because it's the last track, Keep Going, which I assume is like you want to leave people with like a message.
Absolutely.
After they're done listening to the project. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, every project I've ever created is all about one, the concept, the story, two, and the outcome. Right? So it's like the outcome can always be positive if you choose for it to be. And one thing I've learned like about the way I want to be remembered as an artist is that I don't ever want to be the guy to tell people that they can't do something. Because if I can do it through what I've been through, then anybody else can do it. Right? No matter if your circumstances are better or worse. And just again, I said I start at the ends. So I don't know. The first record on Mosaic is about indecisiveness, about me not knowing who I am, what I bring to the table, what I want to do, where I feel in my life. And Keep Going is when you get to the end of it, it's like, no, like I know who I am. I know what I want. And if I just keep pushing towards that, I'm going to reach it. So, yeah.
That's beautiful. And it's awesome because, guys, like 2020, we're in the midst of the pandemic. So it's like, there's no shows, like everyone's trying to struggle, trying to figure shit out, Yeah. And it's like, it's a perfect message because, as independent artists on the rise, no matter if the world is shutting down, we have to keep going. So
right.
It was perfect timing. So yeah, shout out to you for like,
well,
yeah, go ahead.
It was good for me too, because like I don't really write like a lot of super reflective pieces in the fact of like me reflecting on my emotions. Usually I write from the standpoint of me reflecting on what I've been through, not in how I feel in that current moment. And that song was like one of those current moments as I'm writing, this is how I feel, which is why I started as feeling like I'm patient, feeling like it's time to fly, but they steady beat me down, black in my eyes, clip my wings, so it seems, all they say is never I believe, because that's how I felt at that moment. And that's how I felt I was perceived for a lot of years, up until that point, and that's why I wanted to start it that way.
Yeah, it's dope. I've told you this before behind the scenes. It's like you have very conversational music, like,
which is crazy that you say that, because until you said that to me, I never realized that in my life ever. I just thought I was just rapping.
That's crazy. I'm honored. The first one to see that. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Nah, yeah, it was dope. And then and then the hook is like very hypnotic. It's like it paints that perfect message. Keep going if you want it. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that was dope. So yeah, man. So guys, he gave me that track with the open verse, and it was dope for me when I was writing it because it made me like really like reflect on like the last, I want to say 3-4 years at that time, and I just basically just like and we'll get E's take on it, but yeah, I just basically just like through everything on the page, like documented from day one up until now, essentially summarizing like me going through my journey.
I remember I think we were on like a FaceTime or something.
No, we were in the car, bro. So,
no. Before either one of us heard the final. I'm talking about when I sent it to you.
Oh, okay.
I think before I sent it to you, like we were on FaceTime and I was telling you like the intricacies of what I was looking for, what I was talking about. I think I played it for you, and then you were like, "Oh yeah, I got something." Sure. And then like I think we got off the phone and you text me like 15 minutes later. He was like, "I'm done."
No way, it was that. Yeah, I'm a fast rapper.
He was like, "I'm done." He was like, "I wrote this." He's like, "This is the most He's like, this is gonna be the best record on your album. That's what this fool said to me. I was like, oh, that's fire. And like, I mean, you know, like,
you hear that shit.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's fire. You know, like in your mind, you're like, okay, nigga, like whatever. Like this whole joint fire.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
But like,
right.
you're like, all right, cool. And then when I heard your verse, I was like, oh shit, like this shit's hard. Like this is fire.
Oh man, yeah, man, no, for sure, because like we were coming from some show. Oh, you know what? We were coming from. So we did like so I did 2 online streaming like shows over the pandemic, like my own that I put together, and then like the one that we did at Black Live Gallery. The old
Oh
show.
yeah, because that's when I got the bounce.
That's when you got the bounce. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Shout
crazy.
out Sam.
So that was the fall of 2020.
Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
so yeah, I sat on that song for like a year.
Oh,
But
he does that, guys. He be happy.
Hey, bro. What's up? What you in here doing, bro? Nothing, bro. Mind your business. Hey, man, Emanuel Brown just released a new song, bro. It's fire. Really? Damn, I've been waiting like a year for that, man. It's crazy. Yeah, bro. Apparently, he's been sitting on it for a whole year. A whole year.
I really don't. They be that's a whole different discussion for another time.
For sure.
But I remember when you sent me your verse, like because at the time, like I'm pretty decent at engineering, but I didn't put our verses together.
Oh.
So I had just heard my part and I heard your part. From where I sent it, I didn't hear how it sounded together.
You didn't hear it with the beat involved?
No,
Oh,
well,
shit.
no. I heard your verse with the beat, but I just didn't hear like
The context.
I didn't hear all of it put together. So I just like flew it off to Sam. Shout out to Sam Murner,
Super dope.
my guy for like the past 6+ years. He's an amazing engineer. But I flew it off to him, and then that night that you're talking about, we got done doing it was a nonprofit show.
The nonprofit.
Yeah, we were doing.
It wasn't nonprofit, but it was like an online fisherman village type of.
Yeah. We did like an online show,
Yeah.
and
This guy got on Amazon. You know what I'm saying?
stop it. But anyway, so yeah, I got the bounce when we were taking home our DJ.
Yeah. Shout out Felonious.
Yeah, shout out DJ Felonious. And then we're in the whip, and then I remember I was driving it, and I just heard it doo-doo, like on my phone, and I was like, and I looked, and I was like, yo, I got the bounce. And he was like, all right, let's listen to it. And then we listened to it, and we were like going nuts in the car.
Guys.
And,
I've never seen E rock so hard.
well, because like the way, if you listen to King's verse, the way he comes in, how do you start? I can't remember. You said
Going through timeline.
yes, that's
Yeah.
it. Going through
Going through timeline, remembering my grind. Trying to be defined, showing I was just fine, proving that I can shine. Building myself, yeah. Cultivating my voice all day, yeah. They cannot believe how I achieve when
I found my inner peace. And then like, so it's like the thing that was so genius to me about your writing was like you like going through timeline. It's like you're floating with the beat.
Yeah.
Right? It's like you're floating. It's like you're literally just like going through timeline, remembering my grind. You know, you're flowing with it. And then as you get deeper into your verse, like you pick up the pace.
Right.
And then when like the drum or the bass, or I think it was the drum or the 808 hit, you double time. And I was just like, what the fuck? Like, cause I just didn't expect it.
Right.
Because like, I'm just like, you know, I'm just real mellow, straight to the point, direct. And I think your contrast really like up the song.
For sure.
And even when we perform that song, like it brings the energy up.
Oh yeah, guys, that song takes so much. I feel like I'm going Super Saiyan every time. Like it's crazy. Like I'm never gonna say no anytime he wants to perform this song. But every time I'm like, all right, let me charge up. Yeah. So I want to give that contrast. I want to carry on the theme that you're giving, and yeah. Like I said earlier, because like my journey as KingDow is so short compared to yours as Emanuel Brown, I wanted to show that like that consistent like urgency, which is like 2018 I was in a theme, booking the shows myself with a dream. I wish that master, you know, like just going
I
through
reached
it.
the mass, let them know how I lean. Drill that bit, didn't another girl want to scream.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So that's why. Yeah, I wanted to add that to it, and yeah, man. It was dope for me because I'd never heard it up until that point, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm glad I could, you know, like get to your, you know, expectations and like ended well for you. So
Well, I mean, I appreciate it because one, like you shared a piece of yourself that I felt like at that time you hadn't really like put it out there like that for people, like your journey and like who you are and what you've been through. And I think that's very important for people to hear, because I mean, we're all human, we all bleed, and we go through we go through stuff all the time, and then just hearing somebody else's story to triumph, I think is very like powerful. And I think the way you laid your verse was like, it was fire. It was powerful. Man. And then like the way we ended it with the keys.
my
God.
Yeah,
It's
guys,
lovely.
keys is a big component on E's music. If you pay attention.
Facts. That's a big fact. If you listen to anything I put out, you're gonna hear like some sort of keys.
Yeah.
At least 85% of the time.
So good, man. Yeah, guys. So we put that track together. Like you said, we performed it, and the energy was crazy, and that's one of people's favorite verses from me. But you guys know
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know that.
You
Who
know.
told you that?
Shout out Havana from a Joelle music video.
That's fire. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah, that's one of her favorite verses. So as you guys know, this is the music video breakdown. So we're gonna get, because we made a music video for this, and if you want to tell them about how you came up with the concept.
Yeah, so the whole concept, even though it didn't always come to fruition, because that's just how it goes sometimes. The whole concept was at first to have like b-boys or something of this sort. I wanted to have people who are frowned upon, like, because in the art community they don't think that their art means something. So I wanted it to be that, but I had tried that before in a song I have called Underrated. So then I was like, you know what, it'd be dope if I could find a ballerina, because ballet is a beautiful art, right, that can take you to various like great places, but a lot of people don't view that as a beautiful art, as an art you can live to do for a living, so I said, okay, let me see if I can find a ballerina, people who do ballet. And I hit up a couple people, and then I came across one who's like super dope. And then she was like, what's your budget? And I told her, and she was like, it's not enough.
Yeah, because we had a Zoom meeting. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot whatever price you gave. You're like, this, and she's like, yeah, no. I'm like, damn, it's like that.
Yeah, and it was up there too. I just want to be clear. Like, that price I gave was probably over $350. So like when she was like, nah, I was like, cool.
For sure.
And then she was like, nah, I'll get you somebody else. And then shout out to Mija. She actually opened her own studio now.
Oh, wow.
So shout out to her.
Shout out to her.
And actually the sidebar, the nonprofit show we did, her best friend was at that show. She said she's seen the video for Keep Going and all that stuff, which is crazy.
Small world, guys.
Super small world.
That's crazy.
But yeah, shout out to Mija. She let us go through I think it was called Glass House Studios in Renton.
That was Renton. Okay.
So we went to Renton, and the whole concept was to have like a young ballerina to like an older ballerina, to like that transformation, to keep going, to do what you want to do. We wanted to have like the ballerina fall some and like fail. I mean, that didn't happen at all. That didn't really happen in the video because like at that time, I didn't want to come in there and be like, hey, you who's been doing ballet your whole life, fall, right? So I was just like, do your thing. Right. And it was dope to watch, like and I'll get you some of that footage too if you want to use that for this video.
Oh yeah.
Like some BTS of like Mija, and shout out to Sophie and her family. Shout out to her mom Sophia and Kevin for allowing her to be a part of it. She's really super dope. Awesome. Super dope hip hop ballet dancer. She's going far. But yeah, so we had them in the video, and I just felt like it really worked. And we were supposed to have like younger versions of ourselves.
Oh yeah.
Like, of like us writing raps or writing music or King dancing, and that didn't work out either. So we just went with the ballerina.
We're in Washington. There's not enough black people to try to find you. If we're in Atlanta, we probably got it. But no, yeah, for sure. But yeah, he's right. And we worked with what we had. Shout out to Lucas, all good for shooting that video.
Yeah, shout out to him.
And as you guys saw, we came up with different concepts where like we had like outfit changes.
Yeah, I just look super bummy. It's sort of what I do. I wear
on brand though.
Yeah, on brand comfortability. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah.
Yeah, it looks super dope. It's I feel like when I think about it, because I think one of your outfits was similar to I Don't Know. I'm thinking about it. Like,
Oh, absolutely not.
No. Am I tripping? Okay,
yeah,
maybe
you're tripping a little bit.
Okay. Well, I just like you with headphones. It always looks like it just always, at least in my opinion, like makes sense for you.
Right.
In the videos.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, you know what's so funny about that video, the Keep Going video? That's like my second most like watched video
that's fire.
ever from the moment I released it.
Wow. To this
Like,
day.
To this day.
That's
like
crazy.
people like. I think the moment we put that video out, I got the most views I've ever gotten on that video.
Wow.
In like the first 24 to 48 hours.
That's fire.
So I think that song really resonated with people, which is what we wanted. So I'm glad that it sticks. Even to this day, people are still telling me they listen to it or you know, they use it as inspiration. So
bro, when we blow up, we gotta do that song.
oh, absolutely. That's forever.
Yeah.
That's forever. Even just like the content within the song and within the visual, I think is something that I can never like stop doing. So
No, I agree, man. Definitely when I go back and listen through your catalog, that stuff, not just because I'm on it, but just like the message, just like, you know, like, and we have friends in our inner circles that tell us like, yeah, when they hear that song, that just heals them, you know. And yeah, guys, it's important, you know. I feel like we can all resonate to that. So thank you again for creating that message, man, and allowing me to help you, you know, bring it to fruition.
You put the cherry on top, man.
Yes, sir.
Put the cherry on top.
Yes, sir. That's what we do, guys. So, yeah, that was the music video breakdown for Keep Going off my boy Emanuel Brown's album Mosaic, which you guys should go check out. It is a masterpiece. Please go listen. Please go watch. Comment, you know what I'm saying? Get us in that algorithm. And that's what it is, guys. So, E, you want to tell everyone where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me on all streaming platforms. Music by E Brown. Even on YouTube, because, you know, they're switching the handles now. So my handle on YouTube is Music by E Brown. So check me out there, too. Yeah, we got music out. King got a lot of music out. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you give this man a lot of love. KingDow Kingdom. It's fire. I'm telling you right now, he ain't missed.
Thank you, guys.
On one song on that.
Thank you.
Shout out to all the people that you featured on that too. Anthony Arlene, Lake Stovall, Moya Bree, whose name is probably going to change in the future. And you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah, and then you want to tell them, you got a new single out right now too, though.
Yeah, when's this dropping?
For a whole year.
Who knows? But he will have new. I'm sure the way this guy moves, you'll still have time before any other music comes out.
Well, we'll put it like this. You know, we'll give what's out currently. So I got a song out right now called "Don't Stop." Shout out to Kodo for producing the beat. Shout out to Zach Purnell for directing the video. And then, you know, if this comes out later on in the year, closer to the end of the year, we got a new song coming out in January 3rd called Stay. It's a nice R&B record. We got a nice visual coming with that too, lyric video with that. And then this comes out around Thanksgiving, maybe December. We got a Christmas song dropping with myself, Sari Savvy, and Ari's Zelaya, which will be dropping with the music video as well.
That's fire, guys. We have a lot of dope music, a lot of dope content. Also, make sure you guys go to his YouTube channel and check out his you do music breakdowns for your music too.
Yeah, so I do song breakdowns. Shout out to my guy Nico for coming up with the idea. I want to give you all the love every time, everywhere I'm at for the idea. So thank you. Yeah, I do song breakdowns for all of my songs from the beginning of my catalog. I do it every week, every Sunday at 4 p.m.
That's fire, guys. We got a lot of content, man. Make sure you give this guy some love. Make sure you follow him everywhere. Support what he's doing. It's amazing. And thank you guys again for always being in these premieres and being a part of the vibe and listening and being a part of the journey. Because even though we don't just do the videos that of myself, but also any that I'm a part of and helping people and just giving light to all the creatives that I love and respect. So thank you guys for being here every week. This has been the Keep Going music video breakdown with Emanuel Brown, your boy KingDow. Make sure to follow the team. Shout out to Crazy Mac, shout out to TJ, shout out to Zach, Lucas, all the videographers, producers that help us to make this possible. And we'll see you next week. Until then, peace.
I like that. You got the clapper.
What did he say?